3, 2, 1. Oh, it's not a dance party? Pull it together. The guides are telling me to lean in. We are here doing another video. And what are we going to talk about today? Trust. One of the number one things I get asked is, how do I trust what I'm being told? How do I trust what my guidance is giving me? How do I trust my intuition? And I want to begin this conversation first by saying there's kind of this preconceived notion that trust is something that you will receive. That as you continue down this path and, research and collect data on exactly what it is that's piquing your interest, that somewhere within that, you're just going to receive this aha or download of trust. And that is very far from the truth. Trust is something that you build. It is not something that you are given. And in order to build trust within your own intuition or your own guidance system, you have to show up there, and you have to show up there consistently. By becoming or allowing yourself, the space to explore your essence, explore your guides, to ask questions, receive answers, and write them down, not caring kind of whether or not it's true or not, but just allowing yourself the chance to receive. What you do is you open up this energy of creation that then attracts to you more of that trust. But the key component in all of this is that we have to show up. We have to show up. When you receive a message from your intuition, understand that you are in the beginning phases of really opening up to this contact and communication. And so don't expect yourself to just be in this expanded or advanced state of being able to decipher this information, because you have to kind of practice and feel your way around there first, so you even know what you're kind of tuning into. And then once you understand what you're tuning into, you can really go into your discernment and begin to break things down into messages or knowings that you're receiving from this guidance. Now that we've got that part out of the way, the next thing I want to talk about is, remember that this is a co-creation. So many times along this path, we not only take on the mindset that we're really kind of in this alone, our actions are very ingrained in that frequency and intertwined in that frequency, that we are walking this path by ourselves and have to figure it all out. And that kind of goes against the belief system that we have created, that we are being guided and that we are in contact with our guides, with source. But I think a lot of times we put this pressure on ourselves that we have to figure this out, and we have to figure out a way to help the collective, and we have to figure out a way to aid humanity during this path. And in that, we take source or our guides completely out of the equation. And then we have a hard time identifying why the manifestation of our connection, why the manifestation of this union and embodiment of the higher self isn't manifesting or materializing the way you had expected it to. That's not energetically aligned. If you're constantly in the mind state or energy of, I'm doing this by myself, I'm doing this alone, you really have to kind of walk with this inner knowing and a release that lets you believe that you are being supported, even in the moments that maybe you yourself are not in a vibrational match to it, so you maybe can't hear it just quite yet. That doesn't mean that source isn't there. It doesn't mean that the guides aren't there. So I think step one to all of this is recognizing that there is a co-creation happening here. And if you are not participating in this co-creation, the path is gonna feel very hard because it's a very human way to go about your spirituality. So continue to stay open and willing to be in touch and in tune with your guides, and give yourself the opportunity to create space where you can be in the essence of that energy and begin to feel into it. I think that in itself brings this level of support forward on this path that makes it all so much more easy, effortless, in flow. So if that's you, just give this a try and see what happens, because you have nothing to lose. The next thing I would have to say when it comes to trusting this communication from the guides is to really give yourself grace. Understand that you are in the learning phase of opening up to this communication, and to hold a standard, or maybe to set some kind of expectation over your head as you are just starting to dip your toe into these waters, it can make you feel defeated when you don't need to feel defeated. And for those of you who have been going through the healing process and really starting to open up to receiving your guidance, know that the guidance is coming forward in whispers. And so you have to bring down the external distractions so that you can really hear what's going on. And in that, you'll find easier ways to decipher the messages. And we'll talk about deciphering the messages a whole nother time, because I could get into that for hours. When you are in the process of giving yourself grace, understand that you also are still gonna have your filters. What exactly does that mean? Well, we all have filters, and they're there for a reason. It's our experience. It's the way we've perceived life. The more you can purify your belief system, that filter doesn't become such a stronghold on the message that you're trying to bring forward. If you are having instances where maybe you're bringing forward a message for yourself and then finding that the message wasn't at all what you had thought it was, I want you to make sure that you're spending time and reflection and really looking at the way that you interpreted the message versus the core vibration of what really came into fruition, and maybe look to identify some places where you could have clarified that feeling now that you know what that energy that had manifested really was. Our thoughts can really amplify filters. So when you are working to get yourself into a state of flow so that you can become more sensitive to the information or the whisper that source in the guides is bringing through your conscious awareness, or whether you are thinking about a feeling because the energy that was coming forward maybe struck a memory or brought back something that felt too familiar, give yourself the opportunity to breathe and kind of just settle into what's showing itself there, and do yourself a favor and try to stay in this state of non-attachment as much as you can, because it's going to give you a more objective view as you continue to receive whatever's coming forward to you in that moment, versus maybe allowing your thought to direct you down a memory or a sensation or feeling that is going to kind of be a filter, right? Kind of take the forefront of what you are going to interpret this energy by, because it's what was kind of struck or brought up right away. Give yourself the opportunity to just kind of breathe in that moment and just receive it, bask in it as much as you can, and then kind of circle back around through your reflection and see where you were navigating, where you yourself were navigating that message. I think that the more we can ground ourselves in the fact that trusting our intuition and trusting our connection to source or the guides, when we take action in the name of developing that trust, we prove to ourselves by allowing ourselves to be in that space that whatever belief system you are holding is real for you, and that strengthens those frequencies. It strengthens that momentum of energy that's present. Make sure that you are involved in your trust and not just waiting for it, because like a muscle, it's something that we are building, and in order to build a muscle, you must be active, you must be fueling it with what it needs, and resting it when it needs rest. Trusting our guidance is the same exact way. We need to fuel it with the actions that are necessary, that we may even be in the presence of this energy, this co-creation that we have with our God. I'm getting distracted now and my mind is going elsewhere. So anyways, I hope this video has helped someone. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're having the most beautiful day, and I hope you're loving yourself above all things. God is good and the light is here, and you are very much a part of that. If that is something that you are looking to trust, make sure that you continue to take action towards allowing yourself to be that light, so that you can trust it and embody it and feel it and know it, because it is so, so good. I love you all. Thank you for being here with me today. Till next time.